What's up, everybody? Rap Yardigans Unite. We are here with a legendary freestyler and artist. Let's not wait any longer. Please welcome Four Eyes. Welcome, welcome.
Wagwan.
Are,
Wagwan. Thank you for having me.
are you saying that? Because, okay, I've heard this from a couple people, and I didn't realize it when I did the logo and all that. People thought, oh, I thought it was like a reggae show.
It definitely has that vibe, but that's just naturally my greeting and disposition. It's always, what's going on
It's always that.
yeah,
Okay.
with a Rasta Ari twist on it.
Yeah, and I wasn't intending on that either. It just like happened that way. I'm not trying to mislead anybody, but I do love reggae. So, whoops, let me get this out the screen. That's crazy. Here we go. Are you in Atlanta currently?
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. I did something right for once. So, I've been following you on different platforms for a while now. You're kind of well known for your freestyles, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes, ma'am. And by freestyle, I just post a lot of verses on my social media platforms on a daily basis, and they just,
yeah,
good old random verses, rapping over this beat, little excerpts from different songs, videos. I just stay posted some good raps.
so you kind of originated the post every day rule, right?
I mean, I would like to think so, and then everybody's gonna take their spin and do what they will.
Yeah, right.
But I know I started a campaign in about what it was September 2018. I was using it to promote a birthday party. Where I started off on a 7 day promo, and then it turned into just a everyday for like 4 months until
Yeah,
I just started, spreading it out, doing like one a week type situation.
I got you. Um, I wanted to pull this up real quick, if you don't mind, from your
Pull,
Instagram.
pull it up.
There it is. It's muted right now, but what can you tell us about like the first part of the video? And I can't rewind it for some reason on desktop, but it's like a flyer, right?
That was from the Elemental magazine. That
Okay,
was it was being distributed here in Atlanta in the late '90s, early 2000s, and there was a quarterly rap battle. I think like every 3 months they would do a resurrection battle.
okay,
And when I first moved to Atlanta, as far as getting familiar or getting heard or being known, it was either open mics, which they really didn't let a lot of rap at the time. It was mainly you had to do like spoken word poetry to do
mm,
the open mics back then,
right.
or you really had to battle rap. So that's when I really just, sharpened my teeth and cut my chops and just jumped in the battle circuit when I got to Atlanta. And it did good for me. It did good for me.
Yeah, and you got to be on on your p's and q's and all that to do that kind of stuff. But they kind of allowed you. You said it was mostly like poetry and battle rap. But were you doing poetry and battle rap, or did they let you do your thing?
Well, when you're a up and coming artist looking to be heard by as many people as you can, whenever you can, you look for as many opportunities to, showcase your skills. And back in late '90s, early 2000s, it wasn't just there were open mics, but it's like it was still like they didn't want to hear rap. They wanted more singing
Mm,
and more, spoken word or poetry. So that was the main lane for open mic at the time. And
right.
then as it progressed, it opened up more for just
I gotcha.
hip hop or rap. But in the beginning, there were, certain rules or regulations to some of these open mics, which is why I jumped in the battle circuit that much more easily because it's like if that's where I'm gonna get my chance to shine, then I'm gonna take it.
So like with battle rap, and that's like a whole different world, right?
Oh yeah, oh
And
yeah.
it can get pretty serious. Like, um, we had old Solo on the show a while back, and he's one of my favorites, not just because he's so good, but also because he doesn't really. I mean, he does come for your jugular. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's more like some of these battle rappers are just like cutting people down to the point where it's like borderline maybe should be illegal. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Especially
And
the female ones. The female,
well, it's because of, as a guy, you technically don't win if you beat up a girl because it's like you're supposed to, but you're not. You're not supposed to lose to a girl either. If we're going by, strictly chauvinistic male macho standards that I was raised on.
I
As a
understand.
man, you're not supposed to lose to a woman, but you don't really get credit for beating up a woman either.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I meant the
so
women versus the women, though.
oh Jesus Christ! Yeah. Now, once again, the level of savagery that exists in the female circuit is mainly because they are emulating um, what they've seen men do. The
Yeah,
same way, like men who act like women act like flamboyant women.
sure.
Well, women in the battle circuit, because it's a male-driven testosterone sport, they have to now exaggerate the masculine aggressive features in the battle circuit. So that's where it gets really, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hmm.
Um, but that's just me going psychological.
Yeah,
Uh, Nonetheless, um, I come from a time where it was just mainly a showcase of skills. You could throw a dig in there if you wanted to, but it wasn't.
it
It's
wasn't
like
like
the
talk.
dozens. Yeah, they're basically playing the dozens now, and it's like it's a roast. It's a lyrical roast is what's
Right,
going on. Not so much a showcase of lyrical superiority. It's like
right.
you got to talk about somebody's baby mama and
Yeah,
what their father didn't do for them when they were
exactly.
a child and stuff like that. So
Yeah, exactly. But when you started doing it, in that era, it was more, a showcase of skills. You're saying,
oh
yeah,
yeah, my name was Four Eyes, so I always took what I perceived as my negatives or flaws and put them on Front Street. You
hmm,
know, same way like Eminem did in 8 Mile. Like he said all of what the perceived flaws were so
yeah,
that there's nothing for somebody else to say. So then that was always my philosophy is, beat them to the punch and don't give them no fuel for their fire.
right,
Uh,
right.
so I would lean more towards lyricism as opposed to just complete and utter disrespect.
Right. That's the one thing about battle rap that I was saying, like modern battle rap that kind of turns me off because some of it's just like, oof, like talking about
Hmm.
people's dead parents and stuff. Like, ah, come on now.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It.
But so you moved there from Chicago in the '90s, and a lot of people, people who may not know this about you, as you came down because of Ludacris, right?
Oh,
Uh,
yep.
yeah, yeah. So we don't have to get into all that, but you were on his first two albums.
Oh, yeah. No, it's all good. When you have resources and you don't take advantage of them, that's like this bad game planning. And I had a friend in radio in Atlanta, so I moved from Chicago to Atlanta, knowing that had I got a song that was good enough to be played in regular rotation, that I had a friend who was gonna help me get it in the mix.
Right.
But my friend just happened to be Ludacris, so he went from whatever radio aspirations I had, he already got his major label situation. So now I'm being featured on his album, which was, you know, I say much better than getting my song played on the radio at the time. It was a tremendous leg up
Yeah.
uh, from the open mics and the battle raps. So it helped
Sure.
tremendously at the time.
Yeah. And I mean, when was your first actual album, like solo album release?
So I had some investors and I put out an album independently in 2007. It's called Fantastic Four Eyes. It may be circulating somewhere on iTunes or something like that, but I got a whole American Greed episode about it.
Really?
One of my investors was shady and he swindled the other investors and finagled a whole bunch of he just finagled everybody, just really presented a persona that wasn't beneficial to anybody. and did a whole bunch of lying and stealing, and it kind of set me back. But
Mhm.
that was all 2007, 2008, and it's a whole American Greed, yeah, episode about that
Crazy. I
yeah,
mean, the music industry is just, littered with people like that. Is one
yeah,
is one of the songs on there, "Don't Run Up on Me"? Is that one of them?
yes, that is on there. That's like the intro track that
Okay,
starts the album off. Yep,
and that
good stuff.
features Ludacris, right?
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. So the things didn't really start going bad, or I guess the whole thing with the labels and everything, and the releasing of your music didn't really go bad until like a couple years, right?
Well, I mean,
Or no?
the that '07 '08 period was that was pretty bad, and then once you run out of gas, then you gotta, figure out how to get out of the desert or get yourself from being unstranded.
I
Once you make it to the gas station, you'll be good, but you just got to get there.
got
So
right.
it's like I'm just pulling back up to the gas station after walking from my
Yeah.
car running out of gas.
It's rough too, because like of all the work you put in, then you feel like oh, I finally caught my big break or whatever. It's like, nope, now I got to go back to square one. But
Yeah, life is like that Russian doll with another doll on the inside. So,
yeah,
it's a constant. Just when you think you did it, you really just have to do it all over again,
yeah.
and again and again and again.
But I
So,
mean, as humans, we're never really satisfied all the way. There's always something else we're striving for and trying to accomplish, kind of, sort of. Like
boy,
we think
that's
all these people with all this money are so happy, but you never know.
oh yeah, that's the trick. The goal is to find content, or to find a level of balance to where
Right.
we're not always, craving or striving, because the more craving and striving you do, the more craving and striving you get. We got to get to a point of acceptance and understanding that time doesn't exist. So everything that we need is readily available immediately right now. We just got to get in alignment with it spiritually so it'll manifest itself physically in the tangible sense.
That's deep. I like that. I like that a lot. That kind of spoke to me right now.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a little snippet of this. That's all right.
Please do.
I got it now. Solar sausage, motherfucker. Yeah, you run up on me while I'm blowing trees. I give me your CD. Slow down. Yeah, you run up on me just to get it free. To the VIP. Hold on. Yeah, you run up on me while I'm blowing trees. I give me your CD. Slow down. Yeah, you run up on me just to get it free.
Real quick, whoever made this video montage, who is this? Who made this? Shout out.
That's probably
That's you. You
DJ
made
Scorpio.
it.
Uh, that might be a Mastermind Music. That look like a
Yeah,
DJ
yeah. I
Scorpio.
was like, this
It
must be a super fan. They got all these pictures and stuff. That's you. Okay.
sweet. That's him.
What's that? What's that?
Oh no, it is that is a classic. That thing is so old. That is over 10 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ain't seen that video in a hot minute.
You didn't what?
I haven't seen that video in a very long
Oh,
time.
okay, okay, okay.
Look out for your boy. Hook a
Look a nigga
nigga up. I
up.
get your CD to Luda, but he don't
But he
give a
don't give a
fuck. If you
fuck.
rap, you dance, you sing, or you make beats, just move 20,000 units in 8 weeks. Out the trunk, independent with no budget. It's so rugged. Real niggas, they gon' love it if they don't touch it. It's 4 eyes. I'm in the street like niggas in the shop when the Bulls 3-peat, and it never fails. Soon as the light green up, kids running to me like the
Like
ice
the
cream
ice
truck.
cream
Talking
truck
about,
talking
can
about,
I
can
have
I have
some? Oh,
some?
you
Oh,
wanna
you
get
wanna
one?
get
Let
one?
me
Let
break
me
it
break
down
it
like the
down
beat
like the
with
beat
no
with
kick
no
drum.
kick
Take a
drum.
business card, mail a package to the office, and carry a big Al of Mike Streets of solar
Solar
sausage. We
sausage.
raised the bar, you gotta step your game up. When you Google my name, nigga, respect what came up. Hold on, you run up on.
So I had this song on like a cassette tape, and I can't remember where I got it. I think like someone handed it to me at a gas station, honestly.
Oh wow. Where you located at?
Well, I live in Louisiana, so in 2007, you said I was
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I was in Louisiana in 2007, so that's probably where it was.
And now I was making moves throughout the whole southern eastern region, Southern Entertainment Awards, Ozone Awards. I
Mm,
know I was in Louisiana for something, but just with DJ Scorpio and
okay.
Crunk Energy Drink. This is when Crunk Energy Drink was real tough. So we
Right,
just
right, right.
going everywhere with pallets of Crunk. Just when they doing pop-ups, I'm passing out CDs and
Yeah.
building my brand or just getting familiar with the various DJs and tastemakers. So
Did you
if
do
it was,
tapes at all? Because
I
it was
didn't.
probably a bootleg. It was probably somebody else
You
put it
talking
on
about it?
tape.
They had to.
Yeah,
I was in the CDs heavy at the time, but I
yeah,
definitely was not making cassette tapes at
yeah.
that
That
time.
was kind of past that time. Um,
Man,
but I feel like it was on a tape. Yeah, that was the time. I was at a radio station at that time too, and Ludacris actually came through where I live, which is nobody comes through here. It's Monroe, Louisiana, around
mm,
that time as well. And he played at ULM, and that
man,
was crazy.
that's because he's a genius, a very hardworking individual, knows how to put himself in all the right places and take advantage of opportunities or spaces that other people don't jump on until it's too late.
Right. Well, no one comes here anymore, so that's the last good show we had. Um, so as far as freestyling goes, like that's one of the things you're also known for is just being a really dope freestyler. And do you come up with the ones that you do on the daily just like on the spot, or did you get inspired and like throughout the day you kind of write stuff down or
I'm gonna be honest. That's almost like
giving away the
uh,
recipe?
no. It's almost like Nicki Minaj being heralded for her hair weave. It's like she has to acknowledge that it is a weave. It came prepackaged and manufactured somewhere. So I don't really freestyle like folks say freestyle. When I freestyle, I have rhymes just in my head laying around. I'll write one the day of, a month before. It don't matter, but I will go into rhyme like on site. So
Yeah,
that's what makes it a freestyle, and it's
off
not
the dome.
it's not constructed or arranged, but now everything is arranged. Every reality show is scripted to a degree. All the rap battles, are pre-arranged or organized to the point where
Really?
they go, they sit on. It's like wrestling. Everything is like wrestling.
Not
Like
rap battles though, really?
yeah, Jake the Snake is finna ride in the car with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and they're gonna talk about what moves they're gonna do in order to get a great, entertaining moment. And
That's crazy.
that is that's how you ensure that you're gonna get the pops that you want from the audience, how you're gonna ensure it's not boring, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a coordinated event. It's supposed to be some type of arrangement. Like if I don't want to go see Circus Olay if they didn't rehearse and didn't practice, they just jumping around and ain't got no type
Yeah,
of scheme or togetherness about their situation. So the more I've come to pay attention, the more I realize everything is scripted, arranged, or prearranged or pre-organized to some degree. So all my rhymes, unless I just super feel it and want to be spontaneous and go into something um to incorporate, the name of the building, the name of the DJ, the name of wherever we at.
yeah,
But for the most part, I'm just sitting on bars for days and I'll just pull up a 16 like a old receipt that I'm finna take to my accountant to do my taxes. I'm just sitting on receipts like raps and in a big ass portfolio. And but I won't lie. I thank you for the hair compliments, but this is not my hair. I bought this from the Asian lady down the street and had Ling Ling sew it in. It took me 4 hours to get done, but like that's the level of honesty and vulnerability I'm at with my demonstration. I ain't even finna lie to you, Craig. I ain't even finna lie to you.
and I'm sorry I'm late with this. Casper Clark, shout out to you in the comments. He said, well, he's a big fan of yours with the mask and the dopest bars. Yeah. So
Wagwan, what down, Castle Clark?
But yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of maybe selling yourself short a little bit because people really look at you like a freestyle legend, honestly, from what I've heard. But
So
you know,
so he- so here's what happened though.
okay,
So on Chris' first two albums, because I'm doing the beatbox, even in parentheses, it say mouthing off freestyle, word of mouth freestyle. Now I'm rapping just like Chris rapping, but folks think I freestyle and don't write nothing down and make everything up spontaneously, but they don't think Chris makes everything up or is just spontaneously off the top of the head. But I believe the overall consensus of everything I do being just like freestyle is because of Chris's, Luda's first two albums. And for the longest, I just take the compliment. I don't say too much, but at the point in which it started getting ridiculous, it's like I just got to start saying, "Hey, hey, hey, my pen game is disgusting." But I did not just sit there and what's that nigga? Kaiser Sose,
yeah,
usual suspects, the whole rhyme right there,
right.
on the podcast. That did not happen. So there we go.
But and I'm older, I guess, relatively. I'm 44, and freestyling to me is like what I think you think of. You're 44 also.
48 just turned. So we're in the same game though, as
Yeah,
far
yeah.
as
So freestyle to us is like off the dome, like you just come up with it right there, and then freestyle to a lot of younger people is you wrote it down and memorized it, or you wrote it down and that's it. I mean, just
right. But see, that's like saying we had sex, and every time I say sex, you think doggy style, and it's like, no, I actually had missionary. It's all sex, but it's different ways of doing it. If that makes any sense.
yeah.
Cause, cause
I'm kind of similar,
off the dome is off the dome, and
right?
then if you just start beatboxing and I go into a verse that I written down that I never rapped nowhere yet, or maybe some I did rap somewhere, but it just fits good for this moment. That's what makes it a freestyle in the skateboard, bicycle,
Right.
gymnastic sense.
Yeah.
A freestyle ain't just what they just jumping around tumbling on the mat. No, it's a routine that they worked on, and they're
Yeah.
going to do a freestyle of various uh, moves.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to police that though. Like if you were like having a true freestyle, like off the dome competition, you can't be in someone's brain and know whether or not they've been thinking about
Abs-
this for months. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
because even Eminem, who I think is a great off the dome, he's still most best off the dome folks, you're putting compound rhyme structures together and just making it so you pull them out. Whether I say, you know, Jerry got a big booty, something in the booty, or I change the name, it's still, I'm going to make sure that booty rhyme with cutie because I'll remove the facts of your life. Like, it's certain
yeah,
rhymes that will be set up, punchlines that people will make sure that they have to, get the pop from the audience. Once again, I take it back to wrestling. If I'm Hulk Hogan, everybody want to see me do the leg drop. It's
yeah.
certain moves that I have to do. So it's certain moves you work on or
Your
certain
signature. Yeah,
punchlines that you have to do. And to entertain myself, I never like to do the same one over and over again. So that's what kept us on our toes as I'm always looking to say something different, to impress the dudes that I'm around every day, or even, oh, maybe this dude was there last week. I don't want to say the exact same thing. I got to be, let me come off the cuff. So to have something that you could pull off the dome is great, but idealistically, all my kung fu moves I was working on in a dojo.
gotcha. Yeah. There's so much complexity to it, like, for the people that are, like I mean, they're probably not watching this show because it's the rap yard, but, like, people
Oh,
that
they
are like,
will.
"Rap is just, like, rhyming, it's easy." It's no, it's really not. There's, like, so much to it, like breath control and timing and being on beat and all that, not to
Mm-hmm.
mention being clever and smart and thinking of things, but, you know, so, like, what are your thoughts on, like, I guess this is kind of a tired conversation in my opinion. I don't know why I'm prefacing it like that, but younger people like the style of how most younger artists are now versus like how they were back then. Do you feel like it's more or less lyrical or about the same or?
Everything is gonna be based on the it's gonna be based on your conditioning, based on your environment, based on your surroundings. And if when we grew up, we had prototypes. If it
Mm,
wasn't the prototype, it was a copy of the prototype.
right.
Now, if you take if you take a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy and
Mm,
then give that to somebody, a lot of the letters is going to be faded. It's going to be real hard to read. You're not going to get the same quality of font that you
right.
had from the prototype or the original copy. So because no one's cared to go back and copy the prototype or at least the first copy, folks want to copy the seventh copy down the line, then that is why we have the quality of music that we have. There's that example. And
Yeah.
then I could go into, I could go into the conspiracy side of it, of how, music is vibration and frequency is one of the biggest communicators and bringing together the people. So at a
Yeah.
point in time when the music was bringing people together, a lot of information or confidence was being bestowed upon the people that they didn't want them to have. You can't
Mm,
sell products in this capitalistic society and keep people under, under the thumb of
mm,
the elite if the music has too much message in it, if it has too much soul in it. So they've removed the soul and the love and the message from the music, which is a part of why we have what we have, you know, give or take. It's
right.
plenty it's plenty of good stuff out there, but it's not being pumped to the forefront or it's not in the best interest of somebody's bottom line
You're
to
right. Right. Right.
to push, you know, what we deem as good old classic golden era um good traditional hip hop.
Yeah. I mean, I can look at some artists that are definitely like newer, younger, whatever, people in their early 20s and stuff that are really, they're doing their thing and they're making good music. They're not as popular as some of the other people that are not, but they're out there. And it's just kind of, to me, it's kind of like the same as it was back then because you weren't getting pushed. Not really. I'm trying to think. There was a time when like Tupac and Biggie and all of that. It like hip hop became more like mainstream. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
somewhere in the late '90s, but um, before that and somewhere in the middle, it was like you wouldn't hear rap music getting played in the grocery store or in TV commercials and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I think you just kind of have to dig for it to find the good stuff a lot of times. But
That is true. Everyone is now their own program director.
yeah.
Everyone.
Um, Casper Clark asked, "Do you have any suggestions to independent artists trying to find a way to make a living off of their music nowadays?"
Um,
Good question.
Prostitute yourself. Shoot a porn, and then play your music
In the background.
in the porn. Yep, you have to prostitute yourself. Um, no, realistically, um, without sounding redundant, um, music, give or take, don't necessarily make or generate the revenue that it used to. Products and experiences make generate the revenue. So the music is like a business card or a flyer for your product or the experience that you've created. So, um, you know, idealistically, jingles like whether it's a car wash, whether it's the lawyer, whether it's the plumber, everybody need a theme song, and
Yeah.
then everybody needs something to connect them with an audience that's going to bring in some type of uh help their bottom line, but they need to create content. So the idea is that if everyone is in the game of creating content, then it's what is it about the content that's going to bring folks back to get something that they really feel like is going to help the
Yeah.
quality of their life. And a lot of music don't necessarily help the quality of nobody's life. It's not physically tangible, but a sweater is. So I made a whole mixtape around the sweater, and then sold gave the mixtape away free when you got the sweater. So already right there, we talking 25, $30 as opposed to whatever 5 or 10 I was trying to get off a CD, and we ain't even talk about the half a penny fractions on some streams.
Mhm.
But if you got 300 good solid followers, and you gonna give away a mixtape because they all bought a hoodie, you got
Mhm.
300 people that bought a hoodie for $40. Do the math, and then turn around and change the color, and then drop another project, or keep the same project but just change the color. So then the idea ultimately attach the music to something else,
Right.
attach it to something. And this is also why people selling their catalog, because they don't know. I ain't gonna say they don't know what to do with their music, but there are other people who do know what to do with their music, so they
Mhm.
will place it better. The licensing will be through the roof. You Once somebody sell their catalog, then that's when you hear it in a hamburger helper commercial, and just a video game and a movie trailer. It's just all over the place now. So
So
license
how would an artist go about selling their catalog?
then the catalog got to be worth something first.
Well,
Uh,
okay, there you go.
so then you gotta, that's where you're building the brand of who you are and building the catalog. So once you got, like, as a writer or an artist, to where it's like, oh, you got this song, you got this song, you got this song. Yeah, I know what I could do with those records. So then that's why a Justin Bieber or a lot of folks sell their catalog or portions of their catalog because they want that immediate money, and it's immediate upfront money. So and you just flip it and go on to the next.
Yeah.
But um, ultimately, down the line, things are gonna change, and somebody gonna look up and be like, "Oh man, I can't believe I paid 60 Bitcoin for a pizza." And it's like, no, nigga, you really should have kept them 60 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But it's we don't know what we don't know.
Right,
So,
right. So
but
he said he appreciated that. That's been the same experience. I think it's really important to have like a fan base, like almost like a cult following. You know what I mean?
yep,
And the more you show your face, the more you interact with your audience, the more you make it feel like a community. That's really what it's all about. Regardless whether it's about streams or selling physical copies. When you have that cult following, that's kind of like how Gucci Man did it, or a million other people. Really.
and
Uh,
see, the wild thing is, I realized that cult following, everything is a cult following now. Before it was just like, oh yeah, man. It's just like everyone doesn't understand it, but it's just these certain people who do.
you're
But
right.
now that's everyone's thing. It's like everyone just has a certain amount of people that just really vibe with them, and um, it's not, yeah, to remove the term cult,
Mm,
because okay, so what made people used to say cult following is if they weren't really that good or talented, but they had like a following. So it's like
yeah,
now it's a cult following because they suck, but
like
for
the
some
cult classic
reason,
movies that
yep,
were bad. Yeah, yeah.
yep, they're horrible, but people like them for some reason. So, um, but same concept today, as to where it's not about everyone getting this much exposure or streams any more than they've created for themselves. So
Right.
everyone has made themselves popular in their own lane. So it doesn't matter if we were selling dust busters, if we
Mm,
were selling hot plates, or we had a food truck, or we did car washes. If
yeah.
we're constantly putting ourselves out there, and the people who really, fuck with us are gonna fuck with us, they're gonna support whatever we do.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's why it's a popularity contest. It's not a talent thing. It's not about who's better than anyone else. It's just about who's cooler.
Exactly.
Who do
It's
you like more? That's just it. For whatever reason, who do you like more?
and that's what how humans are. Like I don't know. It's I wouldn't say even that it's unfortunate because sometimes things are popular for a reason, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I mean, because I look at artists like you, and you have like a coolness about you. You have a certain look about you. You like, if I was a marketing person, I'd be like, yeah, like that's the guy, Jimmy. Bring him in here. Like
Ah, gracias. Yeah,
yeah. But
apparently you're weird or strange
I don't think so,
or
because
bit
you have a
bit
decent following.
and I've never asked anyone to follow me. I'm just leading by example.
Mm,
Like I don't preach no religion to nobody. I'm just, believing or following my path, and then folks either, want to get down with it, or, they can go on
right,
about their business. Um, but you know, and Noriega always had this philosophy of one fan a day, to where it's like, if you just stay consistently, you know, planting seeds, Johnny Appleseed, it'll be enough trees where it'll be enough fruit for the harvest, and then, everybody could benefit that way. But I don't force anybody to do anything. If they appreciate, my showmanship or lyrical prowess based on some level of connection, then I'm grateful for the alignment, and I'm officially, yeah. It's a symbiotic relationship. Like
right,
one don't exist without the other. Like I can't, I'm gonna do my music, but as far as any type of growth or really exposure or success at a national, international level, that's going to come off the strength of, people just really supporting or really liking what I do.
right, right. Um, Casper Clark said, like our president. I guess talking about the you know megalomaniac type of
Oh yeah, you got to be crazy. You got to force people. He forced people on them. I just,
right,
you don't have to like me. If you do, that's cool. But I would never, cut off your TV show because you didn't like me. Just that
exactly.
whole thing.
All right. I was gonna play this because I appreciated this as a big Digital Underground fan, but this is one of my favorites that you did.
My favorite. Ooh,
Is it? Okay, cool.
I'm eating
man.
pussy all night, Friday into Saturday. 4 eyes, I glide on the track like a manta ray. That away, I turn to eat the cake anime. Captain America character with Thor's hammer play. Had to say something, so pardon the interruption. I started killing for nothing when God is in the discussion. Godzilla eruption, spit it with great purpose. On the mic, I'm nicer than chicken fillet workers. I missed the delayed service, so now it's church on the move. Faith is the substance that my verse show improve in the flesh. Like a cyborg, the mic is umbilical, more conservative than the vice lord. Twice more is charismatic. There you have it, how we carry talent. Every Sabbath we share the magic, like a non-profit at Hogwarts, with all sorts of rhymes flyer than airplanes in the concourse. Beyond force, centrifugal, play a pivotal game, 6-syllable, underground and digital. Freaks of the industry, plenty pervert to sneak by. Put it in my face, I'm holding a booty cheeks high. All in that ass, my third eye got pink eye. Writing rhymes, I memorize it before the ink dry. Think not how I rhyme a lot. Ain't no time to stop. It's like a bull in the china shop versus a Dinobot. I wreck shit. I'm busting the way the gun blows. Put the MF Doom mask with the Humpty Hump nose. 4 eyes.
Yeah. What's this, Boldy James? Hold on. Uh,
Oh, that's a show I did.
did it already?
Uh,
Okay,
Yep, it was September
there it is.
15th.
Yeah. How
Boldy
was that?
came. It was dope, man. Boldy is dope.
Yeah.
He came through the A. And then even him, he's been, from my understanding, just growing his buzz. He's had a great draw in Atlanta, so when he keeps coming back, it's just consistent. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Good.
But to open up and just get to, you know, put on for his crowd, put on for his audience. It was well
Right.
received. It was, real dope. Um, and yeah, I'm just looking to do a lot more shows. I got a show opening up for Diggable Planet. They're doing the 30th
Oh, yeah, I saw
anniversary.
that. Yeah, yeah. That's gonna
30th
be
anniversary for Blowout Comb. They starting their tour, and their first stop is in Atlanta. So I'm opening up for that show
dope.
in about a month. And then yeah, just man, just really always appreciating the opportunity to um, really just showcase my lyricism. Because when you come from an abusive relationship and you don't think you
Mhm.
pretty, and then you go outside and everybody telling you how
"Yeah,
fine you
you're so
is,
pretty." Yeah, yeah.
man, it's just like, yo, it's like, what was
It
I
blows
could
you
have
over, right?
swore I thought I was ugly than a motherfucker, but it appears so.
Yeah.
So now it's like I just look forward to just really just showing off my my God given gifts.
Yeah, definitely, definitely gotta get because that, like, for example, that freestyle, you wrote that in a day, right? Or something like
Oh
that?
yeah, 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 absolutely,
See,
yeah.
that's crazy. Like, I don't think a lot of people can do that. And Casper Clark again, I think you got a super fan in the comments. He said, "Strange is your brand, and it's super dope, and your originality is refreshing." So yeah, yeah,
Sweet.
it's yeah. You got people, your little
Yeah.
cult following or whatever, but not cult. Um, so
Ooh, 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 ooh,
dig,
ooh, ooh, ooh.
right, Arsenio. Do you Diggable Planets? For some reason, I thought they had like a falling out or something, but I know Shabazz Palace is one of them, right? And they're in Seattle, isn't that right?
What? I know you ain't talking about Jungle Brothers. I know they had something with a
No,
DJ.
I
Uh,
think it was one of the dudes from Diggable Planets is in Shabazz Palaces. I'm like 99% sure.
I'm gonna follow your lead on this one then and have to do my
Have
due
you heard of
diligence.
Shabazz Palaces?
Nope.
Okay, okay. Can I put you onto them real quick?
Put me on the game.
Okay, yeah. Let me go to their Wikipedia. Ishmael Butler, aka Palisier Lazaro, formerly Butterfly of Diggable Planets.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so that's his group. But yeah, they're dope. And I think Lady Ladybug,
Hmm.
yeah, is she in Seattle too?
They may all be out there.
Hmm.
I'm just knowing that because they was here last year or the year before last for the anniversary of the first album. And I missed that show. But I know when it come down to like what Forbes predicted, what it say the hip hop industry or just music and performances is like 5 billion, 3 billion, 5 billion, something like that, and it's
Yeah.
predicted to double or triple by 2030. So just
Wow.
knowing that having your band together, having, being in good shape to do a good hour show, that it's bread out there for anybody with a catalog or a fan base or a track record. So
Right, right,
certain shit, even if we was beefing, yo, we got to put that to the side. Let's go out here and get this bag. And
right.
then, we can just, we'll hate each other in the off season. But
Yeah, exactly. Let me pull this up. Church.
But yeah, everybody should be in a second or additional tertiary group or something, but that don't stop them from coming together to give, people you know, what they was raised on, what we grew up on, just to give us that hip hop contribution that made them who they were, who
Right,
they are.
right. All right, I'm gonna play a snippet. Well, gotta skip this ad. Hold on. Do. Okay, skip. Hang on. There we go. Quick play-by-play of what's going on. I think you'll like this though. Let's see. Get this out of here.
It came at a price. The way that I play, the shit that makes me feel nice. Tonight's that lights, the sparkling nights, the curves I got the nerve right to change your mind, to reach in and find a space down inside that is just mine, and crack that whip and flash and glitz and mash and grit and cash out and claim me a slice. The thinner is the ice, the hotter over my dice. We watch the stars to find out how far we got to go to get ours. You are my mind, I put it on the line. Now relax and let me touch your diamonds and crack that whip and flat out whip and blast that shit, blast that. Heat up the grease, Pull out the lax and the straps in the mix. Heat up the cakes. Shine up the licks and pour out the drinks. Ever since the ships came, we kick slick game, make name and stake the claim. And never ever ever tame. And stay way fresher than a presser. We call that survival. With style. Survival. With style.
Yeah. Love
Yeah,
Shabazz
no,
Fences.
no, that was jamming. Definitely sound like him too.
Yeah, that's
Good
him.
vibes. Good. That's the best part about voices you're familiar with is when you hear it is, like hearing a relatives or a familiar friend that you just ain't talked to in a long time, and it.
It's crazy for me because, when I hear like y'all's music, like these rappers that I've like idolized my whole life, like I had DV Alias Christ on here. I don't know if you know who that
Mm,
is. Yeah, you
yeah,
hear his
yep.
voice, that's like resonates right in the back of my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, it's crazy to be able to talk to him, you know. But your
Nah,
voice,
his voice is unique too. At least his rap
yeah,
style. It's easy.
yeah. It's like what he said. People were calling him. Shoot, I can't think right now. Why did I even know my mouth? The Nate Dogg of the East Coast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Him
I'm
and
talking about
he's,
early, like way back too. Like
yeah, definitely. And then we had Lord of Mercy too. He was also one of those deep voice guys.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. He just wasn't a Nate Dogg. He just wasn't a Nate Dogg. But as far as that voice that you put on hooks
yeah,
all the time, because it just is gonna give you that immediate feel. Like yeah.
right, exactly. Um, so what do you have coming up next as far as like putting out, projects or whatever?
Oh man, well, I'm already 3 projects in for the
Oh wow.
year, with a fourth one coming. So far, we got the All Seeing Eyes on Me. Then we got me and Bronze Nazareth got the Slave Boats with Seatbelts, and then we just put out me and DJ K Rec out of Canada,
Mhm.
animated Cataclysm 3. And then I'm bringing out my Ronald Reagan Soul Crack uh, project in November.
In
It's
November?
yeah, pretty much break down a lyrical depiction of how crack ravished the indigenous communities during the 80s.
Gotcha. Have you heard that Killer Mike song? Uh, I think it's called "I'm Glad Ronald Reagan's Dead" or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
I think
Yeah,
it came out some years ago. Yeah, I did hear that.
yeah, yeah. That's cool. Is it like an EP or is it just a single or?
Oh no, it's gonna be a whole album. A whole
Okay,
album. I initially, when I was mentioning earlier about having a merchandise and then putting out an album
wow. Mhm.
to give away free, this was the initial project I did that with last year. Brought out the Ronald Reagan Soul Crack T-shirt, and then just gave away the album for free when you purchased the T-shirt. And so it wasn't available for streaming anywhere. So I've just been sitting on it, chilling, and now with all of it's just a good time to bring it out now. So I'm making it available for streaming, and
Absolutely.
just still gonna have the merch and getting the shirts together. But I wanted to make it to where everybody could hear it, even whether you got a T-shirt or not.
I gotcha. So where can they still get the T-shirt? I'm looking right now.
So yeah, I got a my partner Rob Love with Gorilla Republic Clothing.
Okay.
The Ronald Reagan Soul Crack is a brainchild out of his intellectual property. So we partnered up. He did the merch, I did the music. So I need to retool with him to figure out if I'm gonna be holding shirts, if he gonna be holding shirts. But ultimately, it's gonna be on some uh, direct to fan situation. Just hit
Yeah.
us up, and then give an email address, shipping address, PO box, whatever, and then we ship it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm interested. I would like a
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah. I got you, Shawty. Absolutely.
Uh, this was a release party last year. Okay. Cool, cool. Um, yeah, I'm always down for a cool shirt. Well, everybody can be looking for that in November. And yeah, anything else you wanted to add or?
Oh man, all praise to the Most High. seek first the kingdom of heaven, which is within, and anything that you ever wanted will, be readily made available to you. Um, so just believe in yourself at the end of the day. That's what I'm really saying. It's very important for everyone to have a good base foundation for belief in themselves, and then it makes everything they do that much better. So the best way to get better artists is to have folks who, got some good moral compass, but really believe that all the greatness of the universe exists within inside of them. Yep.
Nice. That's very nice. And can you do me one favor before you go?
Oh no, no, I don't know about no more favors, shouty. You pushing it
You're
now.
just doing me a favor by being here. I know.
No,
All right.
no, I got you.
No, could you do
What?
a quick drop? Just say, this is for as you're listening to the Rap Yard podcast.
Absolutely.
Whenever.
What's good in the hood, people? It's your guy, Four Eyes, the advocate of prescription eyewear and the ambassador of everything awesome. And you listening to Rap Yard podcast. Make sure you close. Oh, I know you gonna
I
hit me with
screwed
the
it up.
funk flex.
I messed it up.
Oh, it's all good. I'll be Bill Cosby long winded sometime. I'll be doing them wrestling drops. You got to make sure I get folks to come out to
My bad.
WrestleMania.
All
Got to
right.
sell it.
My bad.
One more time.
All right.
Yeah. What's good in the hood, people? It's your guy, Four Eyes, the ambassador of everything awesome and the advocate of prescription eyewear. And you're listening to Rap Yard Podcast. Make sure you close that gate for the dog get out. Yeah, that's all I want to do. I just wanted to bark like a dog. Just,
Yeah, okay. we'll be we'll be the platform for that. All right.
absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on, and everyone go look for that in November and go run